Welcome to Farming with Chef Mollie here at Engelhart Farm. After we plant corn each year, and you might have seen the videos where we talked about planting the corn between these avocados, and they protected them all through the summertime and gave them shade from the hot sun, and now it's wintertime and there's less light, so the corn is down and these avocados are getting the light they need. But the ground has been depleted because corn is a hungry plant. It eats tons of nitrogen. But fava beans give back that nitrogen that we're taking from the ground. And fava beans can be eaten fresh, and fava beans can be in almost like green beans if you plant them young enough with the shell and everything. And you can even eat these leaves. It's kind of like a buttery tasting spinach. It's very delicious. I recommend sauteing it with a little garlic and onions and avocado oil and a little soy sauce. So delicious. You can see that it's growing and they are just starting to produce beans. They will produce beans for the next several months, continuously producing beans. At some point, we'll turn off the water to them when we're ready to plant corn back in this area, and we'll let them dry out. And then we'll put them on black tarps. We'll show you some footage right now of me last year on the black tarp with all of those. Here's all the fava beans drying. Look at that. So awesome. Look at my big son right there. I love him so much. Andrea right here. We have fava, or haba in Spanish. This is where we grew the popcorn last year, so we wanted to regenerate the soil, and we're actually gonna grow corn again, and we put these fava beans in the interim. Haba bean, fava bean, wet ones, dry ones, and then we're gonna sit around and open them when the kids are napping or whatever, and then we end up with buckets and buckets of dried beans. I like your technique. And the dried beans, you can cook them just like you would black beans or navy beans or kidney beans. What are you doing? Can you tell us about what you're doing?
We're putting beans in here.
You're putting beans? What kind of beans are they? What kind of beans do you like to eat?
I like to eat the bean with the little lime. And
green beans?
Yeah. And also I found a little bean.
Anything you want to tell me about the fava beans? They're big. They're a much bigger bean. This bean is very versatile. You can also grind it and make it into a flour. It gives you a high protein, gluten-free flour. So in the realm of being food sovereign and food sovereignty and being able to produce your own food, this is food that is the whole year. While it's growing, you have the green part and you have the bean part, and it's also feeding the soil part, so you're feeding your family and you're feeding the microbes. But then come later in the year, you get the dry version, and you can make it into flour and bread and pancakes or whatever that you can make out of a gluten-free flour, as well as make it into any kind of beans. So we're checking on the fava beans that we were harvesting the other day. They're drying up here good, but they're still pretty green. On the inside, the beans are green, but they're getting there. And so pretty soon we'll be able to take them out of their pods and start being able to cook them as dry beans. Now you can see these ones are still green and not dry yet. And there's all different kind of varying amounts of dryness here. When they're all kind of this color and really dry, that's when you can put them away for storage, and you can store them and cook them later as beans. You can also boil them kind of like edamame and eat them that way when they're getting a little bit too old to eat very fresh, but they're too young to be dried yet. And the other great thing about fava beans is they have these flowers all winter long. And if you see there's a bunch of bees going around, right now there's not that many flowers for the bees, but this gives an awesome place for bees to get flower, pollen all winter long. This is our third year growing fava beans. We're very excited about it, and every time we grow corn, we grow fava right afterwards to make sure that we give back more than we take. And if everybody had that kind of attitude in the world with their soil, we would be in a much better predicament when it comes to our food. Thank you for coming to check out our food sovereignty journey here on Engelhart Farm. Thank you for always coming back and checking back week after week. Please subscribe, like, comment, and let us know what you're interested in that we're doing here at Engelhart Farm.